For the longest time, there's been a discussion of who would be the greatest heavyweight of this modern era. Would it be Tyson Fury? Would it be Anthony Joshua? Would it be Deontay Wilder? Yet one name has emerged. Alexander Usyk is the greatest heavyweight of the modern era, and he has proved it once again with his victory over Tyson Fury, back-to-back wins against the Gypsy King, and what an accomplishment it is. We'll go through all of the details in regards to the fight, but I want to start off by covering and congratulating Alexander Usyk. His journey is one that we have covered, one that we have known about. Again, just to reiterate, this is a man who started off in a tough environment, got through that, became Olympic champion, went through into the cruiserweight division, absolutely cleaned out the cruiserweight division, becoming undisputed unified champion there, and then made the transition to heavyweight. Started from the ground up, beating a number of the top heavyweights in the division, and then went up against the greatest heavyweights that the division had to offer, and he is beating them all. And not only has he beaten them all apart from Wilder, which time has already dictated to the masses that Wilder is definitely not in that conversation. He has done it all. He's been Tyson Fury twice now. He's been Anthony Joshua twice now. You cannot dare doubt this man's legacy. And going into this fight again, for me, I rewatched the first fight before the second one. Wanted to get myself reacclimatized to that fight. The emotions that I felt during that fight. It was a fight where it was very clear to me that if Usyk was going to win, he's going to have to pull it out of the fire. And by that, he's going to have to walk through the fire, shall I say. He's going to have to go through the fire. He's going to have to go through the punches because Tyson Fury has the range. He has the strength advantage. He has the potentially power advantage. He has all of the physical elements that would mean a man like Usyk should lose. He should lose. 9 times out of 10, a man with the build of Usyk should lose to a man with the build of Tyson Fury. If the IQ is the same, if the boxing talent is the same, 9 times out of 10, that man with that reach and that strength advantage and that size advantage would keep a man like Usyk at bay because the amount of times he's going to come in and try and fight and get within his range, he was not going to have that opportunity. He will not have that opportunity. However, this was not the case with Usyk because he went through the fire. Don't get me wrong. He was able to be hit by Tyson Fury. He went into the fire. It's unavoidable for Usyk to beat Tyson Fury without going through that fire. He has to go through that fire and keep punching, keep fighting. He did that in the first fight extremely, extremely well. Tyson was getting through opportunities and on occasions. However, it wasn't as consistent as he would like, and he wasn't breaking down Usyk as much as he would like. Some of the hardest shots that he could land from a Tyson Fury perspective is one that was probably very demoralizing. You're hitting this man with a number of your shots. He's a more diminutive man. He hasn't got the size. And yet he's continued to wade through your punches, get into these open spaces, and land a number of punches himself. He sometimes he would have to actually leap to make sure he connected with Tyson Fury in the way that he wanted to, just because of that physical size difference. So when you look at the fight, of course, Usyk has to go through that fire, as mentioned, to get the victory. In the build up to this fight, I think Tyson was saying that, he was secluding himself from his family, not talking to his wife, etc. Usyk, again, with his very calm demeanor throughout the fight week, didn't change. Tyson was erratic. He was quite respectful, then not so. And it just showed to me someone who isn't quite there yet. And essentially, for you to win a fight like that against the best in the world, you need to be centered. I believe in all areas, and I think Tyson wasn't mentally. I don't think he was 100% over the first fight. If I'm being honest with you, and still believing that there was something there for him. Yes, there was to a degree, but you've got to be able to stop Usyk going through your punches, and I don't think that essentially the power was there to stop Usyk. You need to stop him in his tracks and seriously stop him from coming forward. And I don't think Tyson had that ability in the first fight, and he definitely didn't have it in the second fight. Usyk, again, the same mentality, the same fight strategy. Nothing had changed. I'm going to wade through the fire. I'm going to walk through your punches, and I'm going to give you some of my own. And he essentially continued that. Yes, Tyson had his moments, but Usyk finished each and every round pretty strong to the point where even if Tyson did put up a decent fight in one round, Usyk finishing strong and delivering with some punches and putting Tyson on the back foot was a big reason for him winning the fight. I think he definitely did deserve to win it. The judges did get this one right. Not all of the fights on this card did they get right, I'll be honest with you, but this one they did. For Usyk, again, he cemented his legacy as an absolute legend. He is, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, the greatest heavyweight of the modern generation. He has unified and is the undisputed champion of the heavyweight division. He was of the cruiserweight division. He is an Olympic champion. He is an amazing fighter at his size in the heavyweight division. To do what he's done is no easy feat, to say the least. For him going forward at the end of the fight, Daniel Dubois was essentially, I think, just accosted into the ring to get some promotion into versus Usyk. And again, we've seen that fight the first time Usyk did win. There was some controversy about that. Let's not lie. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing that again for sure. And I think that's the natural fight to be made. Usyk said it should be done. He's not one for the long talking, and it would be very interesting. Dubois, again, I think he does want to fight Usyk. I just don't think the way it was done was natural for him. But the promoters are going to do what they need to do to get fights along over the line. And I've always been one to say, once one fight is finished, start building to the next one. So they did exactly what they needed to do. If that is the next fight for Usyk, or will he go into retirement? He's achieved all he needs to achieve within the boxing world. Has he, done what he needs to do? And that's that. I don't think so. From what he said, he wants his children to see him continue to dominate. He wants to continue to leave them a lasting legacy and see how far he can push it. However, if the fights aren't there or the interest goes away, he could be looking to retirement. For Fury, for me, the mandate is simple. Get your fight with you and Anthony Joshua made. Make one final massive payday for the both of you. You deserve it. You put a lot into the sport, and then call it a day. If I'm being honest with you, call it a day. Not saying that there's not other fights and you can have the longevity, but once that fire's burned as bright as it has burned for both men, it's almost like, unless you've got that extreme will to get back to that point, you're never going to get the same output. And I think Fury and AJ is a fight that we should have seen years ago. We didn't. It's unfortunate, but now we're here. Let's run it. Let's see who the better man is, and then let's call it a night. Give both of these legends a sign off. If either man thinks they can come back and win and beat Usyk in their third fight, good luck to them. If they think that Dubois might have an opportunity, win that, and then they can fight him again, that's another method to get the titles. But right now, if Usyk is the champion and they're looking to get a third fight with him, I don't know how much public interest there would actually be in that, because Usyk, in both fights, has shown that he is the better fighter. He can obviously be beaten. Nobody is touchable, even though at this present moment he looks like he is. So I wouldn't put it past them. But again, he reigns the heavyweight division. Dubois, we'll see what you have, if anything, but he has beaten him already as well. Guys, I want to hear your thoughts, your opinions. How do you think the fight went? Do you think the rightful winner was crowned? I do. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Guys, it's been EDA. I'll catch you soon. Peace.